let us talk about the oral structure. This is the second structure of the 5 basic structures in bioenergetics. The oral structure is formed through abandonment. The traumatic event that is replayed in its early childhood is that of being abandoned. Now, this is different from being rejected. When you're rejected, you get the message, you don't belong here, you're not supposed to be here, you shouldn't be here, you're not worthy, you don't have any value. When you're abandoned, then some of your needs are not being met. So you have the right to be here, but then there are some needs that you have that are just not being met. So the oral structure will tend to have a C-shaped body. The head a little bit here, and the rest is a little bit curved. And this area is protected inside because they feel a lack. A little bit like a zombie, because they won't have much energy in general. And they will tend to have myopia. They will tend to store tension in the jaw and a little bit in the neck, because the head is always a little bit ahead of the body. Emotionally, the oral structure will always feel a lack. Like there is a black hole here and there's always something missing. And they will try to fill it with one thing and another thing and then something else. And nothing is ever enough to fill the hole in their chest that they're feeling. The oral structure has the tendency of having depressions and then manic periods. So manic depressive, or in extreme cases bipolar. And in their depression, they will feel this lack. There are other structures who have other types of depressions. For instance, we will talk about the masochist structure. But that structure tends to become depressed because they are overwhelmed. There are too many things, I just cannot do everything, and I just give up. Whereas the oral structure will tend to have a lack, as opposed to too many things happening. They will feel that they don't have enough. And so their defense structure is to try to get whatever it is they're missing, because they feel this lack. And unfortunately, they might develop ways of being too manipulative and asking. First they ask for a little, and then more, and then more. And so what this evokes in the other person is, wait, you're just taking everything, all my energy, I'm not getting anything, wait, I don't want to be with you. And so what happens is that they want to be with others, they want others around them. Now the schizoid structure we talked about before is quite happy to not have anyone around them, whereas the oral structure wants people all the time around them. But people don't want to be around them if they are always trying to take more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So that's the tragedy of the oral structure, that it feels this lack and it cannot fill it, and when it tries to, the exact opposite happens. And very often they will tend to complain, and that also is something that will not attract others to them. That energy of always complaining, suffering, and not being direct, but kind of in an indirect way, trying to manipulate people into doing things for them. This is not conscious. This is not a conscious decision. It's an unconscious way of being. that tends to repeat itself for the oral structure. Feel love and loved from the inside, so that you can fill the void that is there in the chest. So feeling loved, feeling appreciated, without the need of anyone else from the outside telling you any of that. When you create that inside of you, you create the abundance, and then you can go and be independent as well. And then you will be free from the circle of manipulative types of behavior that just push people away. So this was the oral structure. Just a little bit about the oral structure, just scratching the surface a little bit. There's so much more that you can learn about it. And we have 3 more structures to talk about. There are 5 basic ones. We've talked about the schizoid, now we've talked about the oral one, and we have 3 more. The next one is the psychopath.